Hello, everyone. It's Christina. Welcome back. So, I want to talk about some things I've been thinking about for 2022. If you're like me, you've seen the Hobonichi and Jet Pens hauls, right? Because a lot of new releases come out this time of year. And it got me to thinking, what am I going to do for 2022? Do I need to make this decision today? No, but it needs to be on my radar, right? It needs to be in my mind. So I thought I would just talk to you for a second about my thoughts about what I'm going to do. So, as you guys know, if you've watched my channel, I'm in an A5 ring planner, but I also have a half year Stylogy, also A5, in my front pocket as well. So I considered going to an A5 traveler's notebook because I really like the A5 size. It just seems like my life's just easier folding a piece of paper in half and cutting it down the middle and punching holes. Now I know that that's not exact dimensions for an A5 half letter, right? It's different, but it's pretty close and I'm okay with that. So I'm missing the bound notebook portion because I'm not using like extra covers, extra binder covers like ring planners for archiving. I leave those open to change out my covers. So what happens is when I take out pages for archiving, like at the end of the month, right? I'm just clipping them together. Well, what's wrong with that? Nothing really, but it's kind of difficult because I'm always going back to refer back to other stuff. I do flip through my old planners and I find inspiration in them. I find lists that I've made that for one reason or another, I didn't migrate everything over when I changed or when I took out those pages, whatever the case may be. So I'm not really liking that part. And I really think it's much easier to take a book, a bound notebook, whether it's a Stylogy or Hobonichi, whatever it is, to the couch and flipping through that. I think that that's way easier, or to my desk. So those are my thoughts, right? And so I don't think that there's anything wrong with a ring planner. It's all set up. I have my tabs in there. I'm thinking too that, well, I'll mention that in a moment, just a second. I have my tabs at the bottom, which I prefer because my pages don't all line up on that right edge. And so I use bottom tabs. It's more convenient for me. And so I'm okay with that part of it, really. So what I'm thinking about doing is using the half year Stylogy that I have in the front pocket as my daily pages and using the full spread, the left and right side of the pages for the day, one day. And if I do that, I will be able to put my ideal week, my girls' ideal week, both on that, both of those strips on that page on one side and still have room left. And I would have the whole other side as well. So I'm going to try that and see what I think about it. The reasoning is because then I could take the Stylogy out of that pocket that it's in right now in the front pocket. And then I could flip through the items on the rings to get the information to put on my days. Does that make sense? So I would have my monthly, I would have my task list, I would have my inbox and notes section, I would have things for writing, for social media, my monthly calendar, I don't know if I said that already, my membership groups, homeschooling, all of the things I would flip through the contents of my rings and put on my daily pages what I need to do. So that's my thought process right now. I'm also going to, the thing I was going to mention earlier, I'm also going to add some other dividers in, and or probably and add some other pieces to what I already have, like decorate it a little bit more so that it just, kind of changes it up a little bit. So that's what I'm going to try this week. The thought process behind switching to an A5 Traveler's Notebook is, again, that same process to where I would have all of my notes for my 24 plan content in one notebook. I would have all of my calendar components, my monthly and dailies, in one notebook. I would have maybe homeschooling in a note, or maybe on one side, maybe, I don't know exactly how I would lay it out, but you see what I'm saying? Like, I would kind of be able to group them together better. And so if I was working on one thing, I could kind of pull it out, and I would, basically it's for archiving too. It's the archiving that's kind of bothering me because I can't go back and find what I'm looking for. And then I started thinking, the last thought I wanted to say, I was trying to think of what else I wanted to mention. Then I started thinking about like the Hobonichi Avec. Even using the Avec version, right, the 2-book system, the Avec doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't fit well in a traveler's notebook. It fits well in like a folio cover, right? And just the pockets, not on a string. It's too big to have other components because you're carrying around 6 months in that thing, So I don't want to do that. So if I did the TN, I would probably use a Stylogy or multiple Stylogies, and I would probably order some other specific inserts that were smaller and maybe change them out more frequently, which I think is a good thing too, because you get variety more often. And so I think that that's why I'm feeling a little bit stuck right now, is because I haven't really made a whole lot of changes as far as like decor stuff, and you kind of get tired of looking at the same old thing every time. That's kind of my thinking anyway. So I'm going to flip the camera around now, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to set up my Stylogy to be the dailies, and then I'm going to pull it out and kind of just like, do the physical action of showing you like what sections I would flip through and like how that would kind of look. So let's flip the camera around and I'll get to show you that part. Okay, so here's what I have, right? Here's my setup. This is an A5 Moterm Rings Luxe planner, and I'm going to show you how this looks right here. Let me see. Okay, I didn't know if something was written right there. So I have it tucked in to this pocket, okay? So you can still have all these slots and pockets here, a zipper pocket there. But I keep a couple. I have this little things to remember in there, and that's all. Like, it's flat. You see what I mean? Because when I write in this, I don't want the bulk. Take this out for a moment so that we can work with it. I'm going to scoot that up there. All right. So from these pages back is where I've journaled and kind of written some private things. And then there's a couple of things on this side. So I have about this much of the book that hasn't been used yet. But as I do a super quick flip through here, you'll see that I've added in some just variety of pieces of things. I like to just add stuff to my pages. It just adds so much more dimension and personality, and I just like it. So I'm just going to go with what's here. I'm not going to look for blank paper. I'm just going to go. Today, as I'm recording it, is Wednesday. So that's where I'm going to start, because I'm obviously just makeshifting. I don't know the date, 6th, I think. I'm just kind of making this up, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to label the day. And I had some other ones here that I was going to use, but I'll use those. Okay. So if you are a returning visitor to this channel, you will know what this is. This is my ideal week, and I use this a lot. And so I started cutting these strips and putting them on my daily pages. Well, now I've also made one for my daughters because they have a hard time. I do not understand this, but they have a hard time playing. Do you understand that? Just going and playing. And so what I had did is I created an ideal week for them. And most of their toys, I'm going to talk to you, and hopefully this cutting isn't too loud, but I'm going to talk while I do this. It's a little bit loud, isn't it? Try to be, it's a little bit loud. I hear you. Okay. So anyway, they do have toys, but they are in clear containers with latch locks, and I choose the toys to play that they're going to play with that for that time period. Because I have tried everything under the sun with them, and nothing has worked. And what they typically do is they don't want to play, so you have to force them literally into the learning room is what we call it. And it is just very unpleasant. And then when they get back there, all they want to do is throw all the toys onto the floor. They're not playing with anything. They are simply dumping them out. And I get it. I have had 4 children, okay? I get that that's just being a kid sometimes. But this is continuing to happen, and then it is a knockout, drag out fight battle. It's a knockout battle trying to get them to pick it all up. And it doesn't serve a purpose. And if it's happening continuously, then there's a problem. Okay, that's just how I view it. So they're in bins and in the closet, and then I'm making the decisions now. So being right-handed and how your book lies, determines how you use your book, right? So it's easier to write on the right side of my book. That's just my opinion. So this is my book, obviously. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the inside of the page. Oh, crud. Wait a minute. Hold that thought. What are you doing, Christina? You're ripping it. Yes, I know that. That's because I cut Monday and put it on there. So I'll just have to fix it. I don't need this because Monday is already passed. So that's why that get ripped. And I'm okay with that. And now, that's just going to have to stay there. Okay, let's cut out the right days, shall we? Jeez. Does anybody still say that? I will laugh at my own jokes. I do not need an audience. As you sit here and listen to me. Anyway, the point of all of the Toy Story was to tell you when you're watching this video, it'll make much more sense of the items that are on there, because I'm sure you'll be reading that. So I was just explaining my thoughts. Okay, I now have Wednesday on my page. Okay, and then this is for the girls. Let me just put a tad more glue runner on there. There we go. Oh, I don't know. I'm struggling today. Perfect day to do a video, wouldn't you say? Okay. So what I'm going to try to do is line this up with mine. And I've really enjoyed using this ideal week layout. And also at the end of the week, as I'm doing my new weekly planning, I will review what I have, any changes that I need to make on it. Now, this is not This is repetitive stuff. Okay. This is not details if I have an extra meeting in a time slot. That's not what this is. This is repetitive stuff. And if I need to schedule a meeting, then something else has to go. But I don't put like my one-time deals on here. This is a constant. Okay. Good. There we go. So I could put like girls and me or something like that up there. But I think what I am going to do is I'm still going to do my home and work columns. And I also think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try that first. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll put it on a couple of days. See, that's the thing I think that happens a lot. Okay. And that is you set up an entire week not knowing what the world you're doing. Okay. And then you're like, oh, I've set up the whole week and it's crap. Okay. So just slow down and think about what you're doing and go, this is what I'm thinking because this is what I've been using. Okay. So I think that this is going to work, but I don't know because it is still different. So I want to make sure that that's what I like. So this part is a definite. This is a definite. This is not. I'm pretty much thinking, actually, now that I'm talking about it, I think that that will be a definite because I did not do well with just line after line after line. Because I couldn't find what I needed. I couldn't even find what I needed throughout the day. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? I'm like reading a page of a book, trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing next. You see? So, I think that this is going to work because I need that separation and I need just the shorter pieces to read. So, we're going to do Thursday. And the 7 likes my finger, so it came off already. And I actually could, I don't know, I guess it doesn't matter. Whatever, any which way you want to do it, you could put the 7 on the other side. Oh, I think there is a box for that. Let's do that. I just not noticed that. These stickers are from Plan the Grind, and she does have a YouTube channel. You can go check her out. I just discovered her, and but I think that it's, not for every single person, if I'm being honest. But I do enjoy watching her and seeing how she sets up her planners. So basically what I think is that you should stick this part where you don't like to write. Okay, if that makes sense. So you're going to put it down in the crack and all the way to the bottom, right? So that's my thinking. Okay. And if you're looking for straight stickers, this is not the YouTube channel to watch, okay? I mean, I try not to put it on stupid crooked, but I'm just telling you. I am just telling you. Okay, so here's Crazy Land. we arrived at Crazy Land. You didn't know we were going there, did you? So, some of you would be like, oh my gosh, now what's she going to do? I'm just going to flip the page just like that. Look at there. Right here is where we're going. Hey. All right, so then you could just take this little 8 and you could put it right on the box there. And I really like the size of these days. I mean, as you can see these, I mean, seriously, like what am I supposed to do with that? I like those, yes, but this is better. While I'm cutting, I'll think. I think that I need to do, I was thinking about doing Saturday and Sunday on one because I typically don't write down a whole lot of extra stuff on the weekend, besides what's on my list. You know what I mean? So, but I need the girls' thing because I was thinking about just making like Saturday on the left, Sunday on the right kind of deal. Maybe that's what I'll still do. Because I still have room to write. Let me see. You see what I mean? I still have room. And what do? If you really think, hey, I don't write that much, let me show you my planners to prove it, okay? I know I don't. So what happens if I write more than this? If I set this week up and I write more than this, well, then I tip in or I turn to the next page. It's going to be okay. You see what I mean? So that's kind of, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do Saturday on one side on the left and Sunday on the right. So I'm going to keep plugging along here. And then I'm just going to do a super quick show you, like, you know, what I would look for in my planner to, I hope I don't run out of, I don't think I will run out. To show you what I would do in my planner to use this as a daily page. Okay, so just like kind of show you what that looks like. Okay, so let's do Saturday the 9th and Sunday the 10th. And I, you know, you guys, like I use the keyboard a lot. I do use mechanical keyboard. And what that means is those big, fat, thick keys. I like those better. I do have more accuracy with that. And so, but I like the numbers being larger, the stickers, so that I can actually pull them off without getting my tweezers out. All right, almost finished, you guys. And I will tell you, if I do not have my week set up, which as you can see, I don't, my week doesn't go as well, you know, because I'm like all over. Okay, so we're going to put this on the inside again, because that's where I don't want to write. I don't enjoy writing there. I'm reaching over. But I'm just way more productive and way more successful if I just pre-plan. Because when you go back and try to fill in a page, you have no idea what you even did. Even to do it after the fact recording, you know? It's like, I have no idea. What did I eat for dinner? Don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I have no earthly idea. Oh, I'll remember, will you? Okay. Have fun with that. You know, have fun with that. The thing that helps me is that this stuff has been proven. This is not me saying this. This is scientists, okay? Your brain was not made to remember. Period. The end, right? All right, one more here. And then I will open my planner just to kind of show you for a second and to, you know, see it for myself as well. Why, right? I like to know, and that's what this whole channel is focused on, is you guys hearing me think. Why am I doing this? What am I doing? Yes, I covered this up, and I hear you. You're telling me I'm covering that up, and I hear you. Okay? It's fine. All right, I'm going to put this back in there. Okay? Move these stickers over, and I actually think I'm going to put these on. Hang on just a second. Let me fix this. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not for those days, but I think I am going to do it for those 3 days real quick. Because the truth of the matter is no, you don't want to waste, but we're talking 3 days right here. And also, if I do use them, they're there. And also, I can cover them up if I don't use them. If I'm like, no, I don't want that to be home, then I could obviously just relabel it, you know, I mean, there's a lot of options there. Okay, there we are. I would set up my books kind of like this, probably, where this would be above and then this would be down here. Okay, so you already know what this looks like. So I'm not going to focus on this part. Okay, I want you to hear this part. So when I flip through here, I'm going to look in my notes section. I'm going to look and see if I've written on sticky notes, and see, hey, is there any task here? What do I need to do? This is kind of like inbox and notes section. This is a to-do section. So I'm using inbox pages, but I'm labeled them like this is admin, and what I wanted to do, homeschooling, requisitions, to buy, you see what I mean? And then I also have some other things that I wanted to do here, and just I categorize them, and then I just keep my list going. Here's some YouTubers I like to watch. So that's kind of what I have. This is a list actually in one of my secret sections of a board that's also secret, on Pinterest. And there's some articles here that I wanted to read. So I've made a list of those, and I did it obviously landscape mode. So I can maybe pull some things from there and decide to put them under work here. Okay. So then obviously, what do I need to do? These are things that I'm tracking. Do I need to add any of those here? Looking for meals. What's for dinner, right? I'm just kind of flipping through quickly, not covering every page. Here's still going to be my monthly will still be in here. This is just like the daily, this is what I need to do task list. I may need to come back here. So I'm going to have both of these with me, and that's why I'm trying this first, because I don't want to have separate planners. I do have a separate homeschool planner, but I didn't want to break my business out again in a different planner, because what happens to me is I don't have what I need when I need it. It's like, oh, my business planner is back in my office, and I wanted to work on those outlines. So am I going to get up and go get it? Or am I going to wait until I need to use the restroom or get more water to go get it? Or am I just going to say, oh no, I'll just work on that later, and then later never happens? And I might have ideas. That's the things that I need on me, is because for my business, I always have ideas and I need a place for them. Okay? So that's the part that makes me want to keep it all together. I can do my personal stuff because it's really just home stuff. So my business can stay in together. Homeschool, it would be, could I do it? Probably. I could probably keep every single thing in here. But this is only my second year homeschooling. And so I really like the space to think and to kind of write out more details. I am a very detailed planner. I don't just write clean. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Okay. I write clean upstairs bathroom. And that means all of it, because I clean by zones. You see what I'm trying to say? So for now, I do work on homeschooling, but typically like 99% of the time, homeschooling planning is done on Saturday with my weekly planning. And then I use my homeschool planner in school, but I don't use that any more than that. In here on the previous pages, I wrote down things to look up because I'm looking for another grammar curriculum, but I don't need my homeschool planner to plan that. My homeschool planner is basically holding long range planning and lesson plans. It doesn't hold like curriculum research and stuff like that for me. I do have a teacher reference binder that holds some of that information. But basically what I'm saying is when I YouTube, I have a notebook that I keep. Oh my goodness. I could go on and on. I have a notebook that I keep for taking notes from YouTube. And then that book stays near me because it goes from taking notes on YouTube to actions that I need to take, right? So I need to do a video on that too to show you guys that it's not complicated. It's so helpful though. Like for real. Anyway, this stuff needs to stay in here, and maybe next year. I don't want to change it now. So for this school year, I'm going to finish out homeschooling and my planner, my separate homeschool planner, which is actually a big happy planner for homeschooling actually. So maybe I try that for next year when I've, been more comfortable with details and setup and things like that, processes and whatnot. I feel like people that really have their system down can kind of go into smaller sizes because you know what you need to do and you know how to make that work. I think that if you're just starting out, I would highly recommend A5 because you need more room because you're still thinking a lot. And I already think a lot. So just saying. All right. So I do have, let me show you this too real quick while I'm sitting here flipping through this. So what I did for my girls' schedule in the A5 size, because this is something new that I did this week, or I did this weekend. So I used washi tape. This is just scrapbook paper. It might be cardstock. I can't remember. I think it's just scrapbook paper, but it's laminated. And I used washi tape and did their schedule. So it flips out all the way to the right. And so even if I'm on the left side or the right side of the page, I can always see theirs. Obviously, taking a look at this now, you can see why I wouldn't want to cut these strips out and put them there because then I wouldn't have any space for my task. So I wanted to share that tip with you if you're in the similar situation. So I have some writing pages in here to where I can take notes. I don't longhand write my blog posts or anything like that. This is usually just ideas, just phrases that I write down. But I always like to have that on me again because I get random thoughts all the time. So I want to have a place for those. I'm going to change this actually to memberships because one of my groups I changed to virtual book club. The alpha group was the Readers Mastermind group. That's what the former name was. Now it is Virtual Book Club Alpha for that group. And I also have a Charlie group as well. The 12-week year, however, is a mastermind group that I started. So I need to change that to memberships. Just notes, different things that I want to do, different questions to ask, that kind of stuff is in there. Social media, these are all of my Pinterest boards, and I was just trying to organize things and get my social media schedule in a lot better shape. So that's kind of what I'm working on there. And then I use these inserts here, which obviously you can see I haven't written down anything. I use these inserts for my goals for social media planning, and I set up the whole month for that. Here I just have a little bit of homeschool notes. I do have a homeschool section in here, so that's why I say I could probably make this work. But I would say too, like for the homeschool stuff, one more last thought about that is I would need a good archive system, and that's what I'm missing. So I either need to assign a binder, I need to assign a planner, or maybe just do like 3 rings, like those book rings or something like that, or like 4 maybe, to hold the pages together. I may do that. That's actually a pretty good idea. That way I just have it like a little bit better organized because I can't find what I'm looking for. And as you guys know, I usually don't flip through this section, so I would be pulling information from those pages from here to put in here. That's what the goal is. And then I would only need this open on my desk If I'm working on a task on the computer, I mean, I may need some notes, and so I would have my rings right there beside me, but I could close this up, or I could just lay it like this also, on the top. Or obviously I could just have it in this pocket, and have it open like that. Now, I'm not going to be able to write in it with it in here, as you guys can see. I mean, I can write on the left side, I guess, but I wouldn't be able to write in it. I would have to pull it out like that, or, I don't know. I'm going to try it for a few days. It's not going to hurt anything. So that's what I'm going to try. I will let you know how it goes. Follow me on Instagram. I will probably do a story just for a quick check-in, because I have a full lineup for videos for a while, so that are already scheduled out. So follow me on Instagram so that you can keep up with what's going on. All right, that's all I got for this one. If you guys have any questions or want to see anything in further detail, please reach out to me, comment below, or send me a private message, and I will add that to my list. Or if I can answer it quickly, I will do that as well. I will talk to you guys all again soon. Bye.